The latest. Thank you for your love and support. Those who are sending me super thanks, I say thank you. Shocking news coming in from Burkina Faso. According to reports, some people came into Burkina Faso with suitcase full of money, about 5 billion CFA franc, and they gave this money to some officials to overthrow Captain Ibrahim Traore. These people are not willing to back down. They are doing everything possible to do away with the good leaders that we still have in Africa. Captain Ibrahim Traore is somebody who has given us hope and made it clear to us that if truly we want freedom, we should be willing to fight for the freedom, because freedom is not given. The amazing part is we have also awoken. We are not willing to sell any of our good leaders for any chicken change. The era of that is past. We have awoken. These officials play alongside beautifully with these people, but at the end of the day, they handed them over to the officials. This is what we are supposed to be doing in Africa, because when we get the freedom that we don't need anybody to give us any coin for us to do their dirty games for them. Why will you sit somewhere and have a problem with the kind of person that lead a group of people? We don't meddle in the affairs of you, but the West have a problem because they are no longer getting the free uranium, the gold, the diamonds, and what have you. We are also tired of living in poverty when we have everything. This is beautiful. These officials have done well. So that's the latest around the world in Africa, West Africa, and in Burkina Faso.
On November 8, 2024, in Ouagadougou, authorities foiled a plot that had the potential to destabilize the entire nation. At the heart of this story is a single individual, a man who arrived in the capital with suitcases packed with money. And we're not just talking about a few million, no. This man was carrying a jaw-dropping 5 billion CFA francs in cash. Let that sink in for a moment. 5 billion CFA francs, enough money to change the lives of countless families, to build schools, to improve infrastructure and drive development. Instead, it was allegedly meant for something much darker, a covert attempt to undermine Burkina Faso's stability. Now here's where the plot thickens. This individual believed he had found willing accomplices in a group of soldiers. He was confident that, with the right amount of cash, he could buy their loyalty and use it to further his own agenda. But what he didn't know was that these soldiers weren't buying into his scheme. They were reporting every detail to their superiors. Together with law enforcement, they crafted a plan to expose and stop him. Imagine the scene on November 8th. The suspect shows up, full of confidence, convinced he's about to finalize a deal that will set his plan in motion. He has the cash, the connections, and what he thinks is a loyal team. But at the last moment, he learns the truth. He's been deceived, outplayed, and trapped. The soldiers he thought were his allies had been working with law enforcement all along, playing their parts until they could bring him to justice. The entire 5 billion CFA francs, all packed in those suitcases, was seized on the spot. Today, it sits securely in Burkina Faso's treasury, awaiting further investigation to uncover where such a massive sum came from and who else might be involved in this audacious scheme. This incident is more than just a one-time attempt at bribery or corruption. It's a glimpse into the ongoing challenges facing Burkina Faso and other nations in the region. It highlights the lengths some individuals will go to, driven by self-serving interests, even at the risk of national stability. And it's a reminder that vigilance and loyalty to one's country can thwart even the most well-funded plans. Burkina Faso has been confronting many threats, from militant groups to political opportunists, all of whom seek to exploit vulnerabilities. This latest event underscores just how essential it is for citizens and soldiers alike to remain vigilant and united against such dangers. In today's episode, we'll dive deeper into the details of this unfolding story. Who was this individual? What could possibly motivate someone to carry out such an elaborate and risky plan? And what steps are Burkina Faso's leaders taking to ensure that this kind of destabilization effort doesn't succeed in the future? Join us as we explore the facts, unpack the motives, and discuss what this means for Burkina Faso moving forward. This story has all the elements of suspense: a mysterious figure, a massive amount of money, and a dramatic showdown. But most importantly, it's a reminder of the strength of unity and integrity. New revelations on an attempted destabilization in Burkina Faso. 5 billion CFA francs seized. An individual was arrested on Friday, November 8, 2024, in Ouagadougou, while handing over 5 billion CFA francs in cash to soldiers who had posed as allies in his coup plot. This staggering sum was intended to fund a destabilization scheme. The soldiers, cooperating with law enforcement, went along with the instigator's plan, leading to his capture. The suspect was finally apprehended yesterday with suitcases packed with banknotes, a scene resembling a suspenseful film. The case has all the intrigue of a fictional thriller, highlighting how far some individuals will go to fuel chaos in pursuit of self-serving agendas. Days before, the suspect had contacted soldiers, presenting them with an attractive offer, a significant payoff in exchange for assisting in actions to destabilize the country. The soldiers immediately reported the scheme to their superiors and were instructed to play along with the plot. On November 8th, the suspect, confident his scheme would proceed smoothly, brought the promised funds and intended to finalize the deal. Several large suitcases filled with banknotes were delivered, totaling an astonishing 5 billion CFA francs. However, upon the transfer, the instigator was confronted with the reality. He had walked into a trap. The money has since been placed in the treasury, pending further investigation into its origins. This incident sheds light on the ongoing threat posed by those who seek to destabilize Burkina Faso, including militants who prey on the country's honest citizens and resources. President Ibrahim Traore, condemning coup plot. Today, I stand before you, compelled by recent events to reaffirm our commitment to the stability and security of our nation. We live in times where vigilance, integrity, and unity have never been more essential. Just days ago, a grave attempt to destabilize Burkina Faso was averted thanks to the brave actions of our loyal soldiers and law enforcement. On November 8, 2024, an individual was apprehended while handing over a staggering 5 billion CFA francs to soldiers. This man believed he could manipulate and corrupt our defenses by tempting our soldiers with financial gain. However, he underestimated the integrity of our forces and the strength of our resolve. Today, I come before you not only to condemn this act, but to assure each of you that this government, your government, stands unwavering against any effort to undermine our unity, peace, and future. To the citizens of Burkina Faso, let me be absolutely clear. We will not tolerate actions that seek to destroy our progress, destabilize our society, or endanger our citizens. It was a betrayal of every man, woman, and child in this country. To scheme for personal power at the cost of national stability is a cruel form of treachery, a breach of our trust, and an insult to the sacrifices our people have made. Imagine the consequences had these plans been successful. Imagine the fear, the loss, and the chaos such an act would have unleashed on our families, our communities, and our dreams for a better Burkina Faso. The damage would not have been to one individual or institution. It would have been an assault on the very foundation of our nation, on the legacy we build for future generations. I want to commend the soldiers who, upon realizing this individual's intentions, acted with true honor and loyalty. They reported the scheme to their superiors, and by following instructions to play along with the plan, they allowed law enforcement to secure this individual and the evidence of his betrayal. Their actions, their loyalty, and their commitment to Burkina Faso serve as a shining example to us all. Consider what 5 billion CFA francs represents. This is not just a number. It is the potential to improve lives, fund education, build infrastructure, provide health care, and drive economic growth. This money could have supported our communities, alleviated poverty, and provided new opportunities for our youth. Instead, it was amassed with the intent to destroy, to erode the peace that we have worked so hard to maintain. A destabilized Burkina Faso would mean fewer jobs, fewer schools, fewer hospitals, and fewer opportunities. A destabilized Burkina Faso would mean unrest, insecurity, and despair. Every effort to weaken our society is an effort to rob us of our future. This 5 billion CFA francs, now safely in our treasury, will instead serve the very people it was intended to harm. Let this sum be a symbol of what could have been lost and of our unbreakable commitment to progress. This recent incident is a stark reminder that the threats against Burkina Faso come from many directions. Throughout history, we have seen individuals and groups attempt to undermine our sovereignty and exploit our resources for selfish, often foreign, interests. These acts of destabilization are designed to weaken us, to sow seeds of division, and to turn us against one another. They are an attack on our identity, on our pride, and on our dreams for a united and prosperous Burkina Faso. In moments like these, we must remember that Burkina Faso's strength lies in its people. When we stand together, we are stronger than any force that seeks to divide us. Our unity, our resilience, and our shared dedication to a brighter future are what make us unbreakable. To those who may believe they can exploit us, let this incident serve as a warning. Burkina Faso is no longer a country that can be pushed into submission. We are a nation that understands its worth, knows its purpose, and values its people above all else. We will not allow Burkina Faso to be a playground for those who seek to create instability. I pledge to you today that our security forces will be strengthened and our intelligence networks expanded. We will invest in the resources, training, and technology needed to prevent such attempts from ever succeeding. Our country is equipped with loyal and skilled individuals dedicated to protecting our people and our borders. Furthermore, we will ensure that anyone who tries to destabilize Burkina Faso faces the full force of our legal system. The consequences for such actions will be severe, and they will serve as an example to anyone considering similar acts.